Hi everybody, and welcome back to what is gonna be the end of this part of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Rise for the Ashes, Day 2 Investigation. Load that save data. I am live with my audience right now, and we're basically just gonna go through the rest of this until we are done. Alright, so we had talked to him about everything. Hi, I'm the audience! I'm gonna re-examine the computers and stuff. You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room and all. 1 for each section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for man to know. And we have a squeaky frog. He's the audience too. Unless you're the security guard responsible. Yeah, Forg knows. This cactus sure is prickly, it must be real. Best keep your distance from Billy. You're liable to get hurt. Billy, the cactus has a name? Billy, you're wearing your cowboy hat in your hand. Ah, my rawhide cow skin 10-gallon hat. That is not a 10-gallon hat, sir. That is 2 gallons at max. Forg's like, if you know, you know. I just picked that up, but Billy took a fancy to it. Looks like it got stuck on the spines and he couldn't get it off. Same. A leather jacket, leather pants, and a leather loincloth? Those aren't pants. Those are chaps. And that's Poncho up there. Aha! Poncho! It sure looks cool, but the name is a little silly. Chaps. The evidence room is beyond that door. I turned on the card reader. Go have yourself a ball, partners. And I have the ID card, a real ID card. Let's get this investigation started already. I just wanted to make sure I was getting everything. Look, on the floor, it's a lasso. Are the chaps assless? By definition, chaps usually are. They took chaps' ass! Looks like it's set up to trap something. I just wrote me a steer with this here lasso. What? It was a bellowing moo, pal! Moo! Detective Gumshoe, I presume. Oh no, he got steered! Look at this swinging door, just like a Wild West saloon. Ah, sorry partner, but we're closed for the day. Huh? Y'all get along home now. I think Officer Marshall really wanted to be a Wild West bartender. I always wanted to say that. Chapped ass, yeah. Alright. Oh, oops. Okay, now is it somewhere I move? Yes. Okay, guys, you ready for some evidence? Let's go. Ah, this place is a goddamn mess. Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Yeah, what is with the car door? Alright. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I won't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Loud noise! High scroll on, Trish! Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow 50 bucks? I'd give them 50, no problem. So go ahead and investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, you gotta go shoot the ghost full of rock salt and get your iron. Yeah, that's true. So, Chief of Police Gant, loan anyone 50 bucks? Even me? Oh, gumshoe. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. If I sound weird, guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting over an illness. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today. Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for the day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Well, let's, take a look at that. That sure is a square, or rectangle, or whatever. Salt flamethrower. Let's, show him, this. You take a look at this. This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumor. So it was good men who came in here all the time in the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! He knows everything about Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? That man can't stay out of trouble. ID card record updated in the court record. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Allow me to say one thing, speaking to the detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, okay. I want to show him everything. I knew he'd have some. I knew he had something to say about that, but I was just like, oh. Oh, okay. Sorry, I went a little too fast on that. I showed him the knife, and he says that was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. Well, why would evidence from that case turn up now? Well, I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Okay. So that's something good to know. That's a photo that Miss Starr took. Miles is living on the edge. Anything you could tell us about it? That Miss Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school, too. Yeah, trench coat mafia. Hi, PB. You know me, I gotta show him everything. Okay, that's the note and the knife were both, what we were talking about earlier. Yep. Now, what do you have to say about your stupid blue badger? This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the blue badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful? I toil night and day. I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. That's interesting to note. Found Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such a thing? Okay, this he said, like, before. I don't think I need to go any further. Okay. But I definitely would have, opened that up. Boss for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're a boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though! I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal! You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Ha, of course. I am a detective after all. You gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. Ah, okay, that's why, it would have needed, the information from the other guy, yeah. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess it's what you call fate. He is his ride or die, yeah. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning to the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entertaining the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? You mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. Oh, so the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles. On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, you get shocked. If that's what happened, my hand would be black as smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence locker added to the court record, okay. Unless you lift the fingerprint and use it, well, I imagine you could, but it would be really hard. You'd need special paper and stuff. The only reason I say it's plausible is because that's technically how you can use a dead person's fingerprints when you can't roll them yourself. Like, you deglove them and you stick them on your own hand and you roll them from there. So technically it's possible. Yeah, you wear their hand. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. Whoa, a serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife, the victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Interesting. Okay, well we've done all the talking we can. Let me see. Let us examine. Lots of examining to do. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. I tell you who else has a big pile of junk in their corner, Edgeworth. Also in his trunk. That looks like a car door. Ow! It's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Same, Borg, same. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles from range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gunshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That's saying. I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. Guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. Wow, rumors? If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Aww. This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal, our security is high tech around here. That's the door we just came in through. Looks like you don't need an ID card to get out. I wonder what would happen if Officer Marshall cut the power while we were inside. Let's hope he remembers we're in here. Okay. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. Oh, it's my metal detector and fishing pole! What sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Nah, it's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving in that case out in Gourd Lake, remember? My personal pole. Oh, right, wow, that feels like it was ages ago. It really wasn't. I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. Foreshadowing. That cheap looking box. You can't judge a person or a machine by the cover. You gotta look at their heart. Okay. Just double checking everything. All right, slide. Oh my God! What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! Love there are other blood stains left in the room. We should use our testing fluid to check it out. Luminol! I will do in a second. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That lock is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? It's only $20. It is only $20 available on Throne. It'll be hard to get it open again if we close it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. What is Hassan Paint doing here? Since the dawn of time. True art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room! Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from The Case. The Case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Take a closer look. Wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You wanna try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Wow, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Yay! All right. Let's see. That's a really sharp piece, so actually... Okay. these rotate in really weird ways? Like, why does it rotate like that? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's that one. They rotate in really weird shapes, I'm gonna say that. You know, at least I can brute force it. There we go. Okay. No, it's not gonna be that. Yeah! I'm so good. Okay. All right. Huh? I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still. It doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Yo, tag yourself. I am also an unstable jar. Piece back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing. All right. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? Two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. You are an unstable hammer, sweetheart. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to the court record. Extremely thin rubber glove. Mm-hmm. I'm double checking everything. Okay. We did the luminol. Well, we haven't done the luminol yet, but we have done literally everything else. Okay. Time to get the luminol out. Oh, my bad. Actually, I do have these things. I should check them. The tag says SL911. I guess there's another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? You challenge me. What are we playing, a word game now? Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. You think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? It's another word for silver. Oh, okay. Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Good to know. Anything else that's interesting? Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom! That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Yeah, see, I'm more inclined to think it actually sits like that. But, who knows? Okay. Alright, time to use the luminol. Yep. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker is mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down in the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective, and even detectives know ACAB. Whoa, that's a lot of blood. Wow. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood? Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? That's sus. This proves that something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Amazing. Okay. Did anything else happen around here? Nope. Let's slide. Coat everything in luminol! I think that's it. All right. Yeah, I know. If you use too much, you'll contaminate it. I think let's present him with the other stuff. We've got, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know if we're gonna have much more room for evidence. Okay. Nothing to say about that. And nothing to say. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents! No, the police department lack faith in its lock system. A whole 50 cents! After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Okay. Nothing new about this, right? Yeah. I don't... Sometimes it'll give you, like, a thing when you're done. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, missing any... checks. Which I don't think I am. Okay. Let me try. Let me save, because that was quite a lot. And I think I don't have anything else to present to him. I've presented everything. Okay. Sure, let's present him with this stuff. The sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in Evans. Okay. That's what he says when he has nothing to say. Okay. You know me, I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Guy's silly. Okay, he doesn't care that we've updated it. Oh yeah, you know what? We haven't actually looked at the updated one since we updated it. So, yeah. So at 4:40, Miles Edgeworth went in, and technically at 5:14, Goodman went in. Who went in between? Mr. Edgeworth, blah, blah, blah. Edgeworth having an actual stroke. There's that business with him not reading the officer's report about killing the police department. This guy's an asshole. Chief of police was right about that, but I can't help but think someone in the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. Who does? Well, we should begin. We should begin with that thing. Police department evidence room. So I'm not done there yet, is what I'm understanding. Okay, let's go back. So that's what I always got to double check, is that I haven't finished. Oh, Lord. Alright, well, he's got fuck all. Let's leave him. Okay, bye, Canuck. I'll see you in a bit. So what am I missing? Like, is there another blood stain? Court record. Let's look at the map that I have now, because I've been updating it. Blood here, blood here. There must be another blood stain somewhere. We got that. I was really hoping there was one on his locker, but there doesn't seem to be. What if I went to the guard station and sprayed luminol? Wrong one. Does your cactus have blood on it? Fuck. Nothing else. Can I present you with anything? No, you didn't give a shit about that, did you? Nope. What do I need from you, my dude? Yeah, on the sole of the shoe. This blood might be an important clue. Yeah, it is. You've got a big pile of blood over there. Okay, yeah, I did. I saw the other blood stain. Okay. See, look, there's like a footprint there. Mm-hmm. Goodman's locker. Yeah. What am I missing? Come on, like, really? I've examined everything. Indicator light lights up when it's open. I've got 2 blood stains. The locker, that. I keep spraying the area and I don't find anything. Huh. There's a good way to get my brain cells working again. Hi there, Seemingly Jess. Thank you so much for the 16 month of Tier 1. I appreciate you. You came just in time. Cause it's actually apparently time for an ad break. And I definitely need to figure this one out. So we'll be taking a very quick break, 5 minutes, guys, and I will be right back with, hopefully I'll have this figured out by then. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. I was doing things right. But for some reason, it didn't want to acknowledge I was doing things right. I did look it up because I'm like, there's no way I'm getting this wrong. I must be doing something's wrong. If I go to, let's say, examine, I'm supposed to be looking around here, okay, with the luminol, which I have been doing. Why now? Fuck off. Sometimes, I swear to God. Why make it a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What's this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I just borrowed 50 bucks from the chief. It's only 20. Where'd you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, better jot this down on the floor plans. So, yeah, you had to do that one. You kind of wanted to go left to right on this, but you don't have to. But for some reason, I kept clicking and clicking and clicking around that, and it just wouldn't take it. I don't know. Hey, pal, look at the time. There's my trigger. There's something you need to be going to? Well, it's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give him my report for the day. I thought that was a naked lady. Okay. Might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Oh my God, he's so useless. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Finally. That was annoying. That was so annoying. Alright. Underground parking lot. Ah, lady, go away! The High Prosecutor's Office. Room 1202. Ah! Oh my God! He's fucking the bellboy? I both saw that coming and also didn't see that coming. Ah, yes, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Looking pensive. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Yeah, tea service. Wink. I can't get one of my eyes to wink. They both wink. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Oh, that little smile! The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing has really taken a toll on him. What would be served at the French restaurant? A croissant! You nearly made me drop my croissant. He looks so sad! Look how sad he looks! It's pretty. So how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. concealing evidence. How come I can't throw something at you, Circle, you pervert? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. So, like, in a real world. Okay. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Okay, time to present stuff. Hey, look at this glove. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss this case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edwards just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Oh. Show my best evidence? Yeah, what were you doing here? Oh, right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went to the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. Oh, really? Did he now? But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really had nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Yeah, that's totally unrelated. Stubborn as always. I told you this had nothing to do with the current case. Okay, but I did just get him to do that. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hey, you see this jar? Oh. You see this jar? Man, he's being a real dick today, isn't he? I showed him my best evidence. Fine, I'll show him his fucking screwdriver. Okay. Well, let me examine that screwdriver. God, there's so much evidence in this one, huh? I don't think I've ever seen so much evidence. The tag says AI 16. 16! What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? It's looking at you. Fucking Al. I thought Al got canceled. Well, let's look around then, cause yeah, that's his lucky jacket. Wow, she took a picture. That's sus. A bouquet, back from the dead Wendy. Oh my god, I finally remembered who fucking Wendy is! It took me forever! Yeah, that didn't help. cute. Tea set. Wendy Scratch is jump scare. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I know the passive walk. No one else needs to tell me. Work desk, quite tidy. He makes Detective Gumshoe lick it to clean it. You know, they're into that sort of relationship. Oh, a view. Okay, why do you want to know that, child? Comfy sofa. And she just fetishizes about him. I know none of these have really changed. So like we're gonna skip all these, but it's just like I want to get it out of the way just in case. Yeah. Yeah, see that's all that. So what am I missing now? That didn't get me anything new. He's so angry at me. I showed him my best evidence. Can I spray you? Like, I thought that was my best evidence, the ID card record. Yeah. So we talked about this. He was asked by Chief Gant. Got the screwdriver. Okay. Not this. Not about the locker. Not about a vase. Not about the glove. He won't talk about that. Okay. He just keeps glaring at me! Oh, fuck! I didn't think it'd be the phone. I didn't think it'd be the phone. Oh, what's the best? Okay, tell you what, give me a second. Oh, it wasn't the phone, it was the note, by the way, sorry. I'm gonna go through that again, because I rushed through it because I want to see what his dialogue said. I know you. You probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. Figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay, well, it was that then. All right. I'm just gonna go through the other two things real quick because I want to make sure that there's nothing to do with them. Yeah, okay, it was that. Really? I'm surprised that that is what's making him talk. I'm really surprised that that note is what's making him talk and not the other stuff. Anyway, allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. It's all connected. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. Wacky old coot is such a lovable phrase. I love it. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth. What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. He was really into the non-con. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blow would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yeah, we don't kink shame here. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister, what? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yeah, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Fingerprints! I don't think so. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint set and fingerprint file received. I love his little smirk. It's so cocky. It's gorgeous. I love it. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Thank you! Yeah, baby, we're finally gonna touch it! Ooh. Look at that. Look at it! It's like a big pum. Meow. Oh, can I not use it like the luminol? Well, that's a fucking shame. Blue Badger's still writhing around today. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department's been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? No, I want it. Bitch. No clues here. Fine. He's not here. Puff! Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. So I'm gonna say this one because it's got the most amount of blood, so it's got the highest pressure. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. How do you do that? With enter. See? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, Just blow away the excess. How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. Welcome to the DS mechanics. Also E. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Okay. Ah, you did it! You found one! You had to tap to spread the powder, and then blow on the microphone. That would have been fun, actually. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think these were out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time! Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. Looking at the locker door again closely. Ah, it seems like there are fingerprints outside the handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Yeah, I see one. It's like right here. E. 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 Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. E. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left this print. How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Oh my god, really? This is fucking wild. It would be, well, it's, his. Because we already know it's Gumshoes. Aha! That's actually really neat because it does actually use the same type of point markers that real people do when they're looking at fingerprints and comparing them. It's Gumshoes. His prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. He already told us it's his locker. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me the so what look. Well, I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yep. It was the, one over here. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Hey, DB, it's going great! We had a minor piss off with one of the things here, but that was more of a game problem than me. But we're doing really good! We're gonna be finishing it today, hopefully. Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. We learned how to tap and blow. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Well, I mean, think about it this way. You're looking kind of at the handprint. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, but I also like we'll get a clear result from this print. Let's try a different finger then. Okay. Oh, good, we got one. And blow. Look who it is! An asshole! Hey, these fingerprints, they're... Whose are they? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall! Huh! Officer Jake Marshall. Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. Ha ye, motherfucker, I'm gonna get your ass! That's gotta be a coincidence! He's not involved in the crime! Bitch, he totally is! He's got guilt written all over him. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! You know what I actually did? I actually put my hand up to the screen when it was on there to see, like, what hand it was and what the layout was. It's really helpful being on the big screen. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Emma, for fuck's sake, you're a fucking forensic scientist! Believe it! Take your bias and go home! To be continued. She's got problems, man. Say your progress up to this point? Yeah, I'd like to. We're doing great. Back to court? Hell yeah! So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? I love how she got a plea bargain, even though she's fucking innocent. What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. Oh, cool, so she's not gonna die. Don't tell me you. Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Fucking, what's wrong with people? Rabble. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. Preach it! One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect in a murder that occurred at the police department. Oh no. It's him. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekin, sir! My occupation is, a murderer, sir! So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You gotta believe me, sir! Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I want you to call part of the younger generation, sir! A person whose actions adults can't cause to comprehend! Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, help me, sir! Officer Meekins. Yes, sir! Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir! As you wish! After all, I am part of our generation that must be told what to do, sir! You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Fuck. This guy makes me lightheaded. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do it to you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir! He knocked me on the side of the head, sir! Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Cross-examination! Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Oh, God. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. I need to look at this fucking handprint. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. Then I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you needed an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Data added to ID card record. Excellent. I was only doing what I was trained to do. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir! I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him! That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked! I grabbed the man by his collar! Oh. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife. I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yeah? He punched me right in my face, sir! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. But I came around though and made sure to finish my mission, sir! Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir! I returned into the entrance before things got out of hand. We can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gann delivered it to me this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? We don't know what that thing is, right, guys? That looks like a foreign thing. Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir! Videotape, sir! It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room! Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was such tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Yeah, blue VCR. Well, then let's have a look. Oh, yeah, it's like having a substitute teacher. We're gonna go watch a movie. Show us a video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh no! Actually seeing evidence a murder occurred. You don't say. Oh my god, what? Wow. Just like real life. Oh shit! Wow. That was crazy. Every time I see Edward like this, it makes me crack up. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell is that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that's a pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Blue Badger does have his own song, yeah. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. There's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. He opened and locked it, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. No, it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Blue Badger sounds like an English kids show. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay, Let's save real quick. Because just in case. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter. The latter. But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see. Oh, so he has autism. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'll bet my badge on it. There's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. You just said you don't know. You don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must say, well. Since his face can't be identified in the video, and you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label you upstairs as disturbing, or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, you're not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all minds methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, in this too! Okay. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the apartment cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. Oh, God. That's the last thing we need to listen to. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with its own fingerprint. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir! Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Miss Wright, let's check this court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? I'd like to see it, actually. Nothing there. Where'd he go? Oh, a rebound. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, it's gonna re-loop. I'm just gonna watch it one more time. Okay, there he is. Okay. Yeah, that. There's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. 5 nights at Phoenix's? Oh god. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I'll now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. It's the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. I love 5 Nights at Phoenix's. That's such an excellent one. I'm gonna pin that. Oh, not Sasquatch. Yeah, 5 Nights at Phoenix's is so good. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching the video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates this man may not be Detective Goodman? I have to wait till the end. Let's fast forward. Bet he has a bad house.
Take that!
Fabric! The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Yeah, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about it. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman. Oh yeah. Ew! I almost walked right into the defense's trap. I'm placed under arrest, sir! Rats, I need to slow things down and tackle these things one piece at a time. Play the video again. Okay, I guess that wasn't it. Okay. I think there's one more place I think it could be. This is fun, though. Hmm. I hate that it's doing it while I'm paused. Hmm. Proof that he's not Goodman. Is it the knife?
Take that!
Hold on, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Do you mind if I borrow my eye medicine? Great.
Hold it!
Why, though? Okay. Claim the man brandishing the knife was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. He opened the locker.
Hold it!
I've tried all methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints. The locker he opened is his.
Hold it!
Okay.
Hold it!
I know, me too. The man's face. Almost down. The man's face is important. His hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body. My unsettled state. There's totally a problem. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Objection!
Okay. Something that proves it's not Detective Goodman. Is he wearing gloves? I think it's because he's wearing gloves. He's wearing gloves. That motherfucker's wearing gloves. I'm 99% sure he's wearing gloves. He's wearing gloves. Okay. Just to double check. At this point, he's gone. And there's the thing in there. I'm fairly certain that's what it is. Okay, I can't select that from there. But when he comes around again...
Take that!
Would it have to be this? Hold on a second, I need to use my eye drops. Well, why'd it go yellow? Do I have to wait? Do I have to... Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We'll do this again. I'll spare you guys the noise, but I've got to take another quick break because ads are going to run again and I could use another drink. We'll be back in a few seconds with another play. I'm pretty sure I've got it this time, but we'll see. I'll be back in a bit. Oh, we be back, everybody! I did some thinking while I was off, and so what we're looking for is, like, how can you prove it wasn't him, right? You've got the locker, obviously. So, what did we know about is there something to do with the locker? Cause, like... Wait! You!
Take that!
I can't believe I'm so stupid. The thing that's strange about this video has gotta be this. It's lit. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Gumshoe told us. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. I wonder who that is on Gumshoe's thing. I'd never seen them before. Huh. According to my very limited experience, it's the way I understand it, sir. Why is the music playing right now? If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Wow. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Do we have to? Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit! Yo. Precisely my point, Your Honor. Fucking, I can't believe I didn't get that right away. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Order! What's the meaning of this? Very simply, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have been broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. Damn right. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something jammed the system sensor. Something jammed it. Say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect it once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this. Right. Remember? I was obsessed over gloves, but the wrong one. 'Cause watch. That motherfucker.
Take that!
Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh, thank God it stopped playing. Because we've learned things get stuck and they get yelled at. It's like leaving a fucking... it's like leaving something in the lock to keep it from locking. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door sort. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted. They killed the music, thank God. These get hard. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block the electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yeah, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Well, it was a glove, obviously. I'm not stupid.
Take that!
I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. Nani? The video seemed to depict the victim opening a locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir! Order! Order! Large fry! Bottle of Coke. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Objection!
Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. What? Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Oh my god, what the fuck now? Mystery man number 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use our ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Okay. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID card used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yeah, without a doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several of your cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases! That's what she said. Extremely violent cases involving police staff! Oh! Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There are only a few cases for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Let's move on to the cross-examination. Okay. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir, solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir! Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. I'm also gonna save because I got through all that. And I'd rather not. Okay. When an ID card- oh, nope. I wanted to go back. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir, this card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't never forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card gets... Maybe I should just leave that one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. I didn't skip one, right? Yes. When ID card is used as a record of it. No shit, Sherlock. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness is referring to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here! So it is, Your Honor. Edgeworth? Not that prosecutor again. Maybe he's behind this. Being a prosecutor, you can ID evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid! It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. What, being an idiot? Time of the crime, the detective he used had used his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir, he didn't show me any ID cards, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all they had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. I have an ID card.
Objection!
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID. Duh! Triple order! Does the prosecution have a response? I've only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room is already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? Shifty. That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Oh god, they're flirting. Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! Oh, snap! You got played. He got played. He got played. Amazing. That's beautiful. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Edgeworth, good. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object. Always object. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. Summon the boobs! But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident in the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call certain Texas Ranger to stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, who do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. You don't need to! You can bring a defense witness! Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what's his or her name?
Take that!
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edwards know everything just yet. He is in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. God damn, 30 minutes. They're not leaving him much room. Court's now in recess. Yay! Da 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 da. Time to haw ye. Yes, Lana? Or should I say revolver ocelotl? There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? No. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Nani? Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Oh, he looks like a kick puppy. You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Hey, hey! 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 Alan! Alan! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky! Alan! 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 That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! 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 You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Wow, okay! That would have been nice to know! Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky. The Joe Dark killings. Okay. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why's your name in here? What? My name's in there? No, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dart killings. The Joe Dart... No, Lana! That's over with! She fucking booked it! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered I got somewhere to be. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Lord have mercy! This is getting screwy! Yep, saving! Back in the court! And now I don't even have a forensic person! The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Sir, you are not supposed to be drinking in the courtroom! Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trail of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. All by myself and no tits. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edworth described that way before. I don't know, it seems like he passes a lot of gas. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English! My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room is protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Uh-huh. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Whoa! That was uncalled for! Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean, security cameras and a ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks in the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. I like how the judge has warmed up to us over the years. Okay, what I want, what I was hoping for, I didn't get a chance to study the thing, so... Alright, I guess I'll fucking do this. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I think it's been a year, roughly. Something like that? I don't know. They did, oh yeah, they did say, like, last year. What was February? It's February now. When was our first case? Sorry, sir, I wasn't guarding the evidence room because I was drunk. Ah, good reasoning, well done. Our first, depends on when our first case was. I think it was, like, the beginning of, like, January, wasn't it? And then, we went all the way to December, which December was, Edgeworth's one, and then now it's February. I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes would be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Man, that's felt. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado, I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. He's lying. We have his fucking fingerprint! There's rubber gloves stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. He's lying! How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. Oh, 6 months. Okay. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. You get on it and ride. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentioned it, Detective Cumbershoe said something like that too. At any rate, it does seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. Why is it brown? Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. Some have spaghetti westerns. That's not what I meant. I hope this at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want to raise this year?" Gravy. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. You got better places to be? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. You plan to pin me to this crime? You'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west in the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone, everyone knows that. Fucking relatable. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, I'd better up the ante. Okay. So it was... Present.
Objection!
Why is this not it? But that was the one, right? He said he hadn't been there in weeks, but... Okay, did I fuck something up? Because I caught him in a lie. He was in there. What did I miss? Or was it the other one? I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. I know it's the fucking handprint.
Objection!
Is it not that statement? That's okay, I'll do the other one. This is where I got the print.
Objection!
Okay, it was the last one. Fine. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? And that is, you being called in to testify like this? I knew it was one of them. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Huh. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Got his ass. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. What? I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. Let's get his ass. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. Murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. See, I knew the murderer was wearing gloves. The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Alright, let's go! Okay. Before all that, I will save, simply because I don't want to have to go through that again. Okay. That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. I think we knew that. That the locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Yeah, she wasn't kidding about the broken dreams. Marshall's fingerprints updated in the court record. Marshall's own locker, yep. But, you know what that means, right? I can go back. Remember how I was looking at the tape and I noticed that after the fight, the thing was in the locker and it wasn't prior to that? That proves that it was him. That proves it was him. One of them just happened to be at the same place as bloodstained handprint. So then what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. No homonym. Oh, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something. Something decisive to tie off for the Marshall. I have it. I genuinely have it. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. It's the only logical conclusion. You starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The seal of blood, and the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So my trail isn't in there? You can't say otherwise. It fucking is, though. There isn't this anywhere, Mr. Wright. I know exactly where it is. Alright. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? It fucking was. What do you mean by that? You want to time it as crime, isn't that right? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. This video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. So all he has to do is crawl underneath it. Is someone familiar with the camera's position? They could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in the video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. I fucking can. I know exactly where it is. I thought it was evidence previously, but it's now, bitches! Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making a mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. I'm sorry about the music. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. I'ma let it play. I know exactly where it is. This one I've got no doubt. The other one fooled me. This one won't fool me. Do 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 do. Someone should make one of this of me. Get ready. Well, 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 what have we got here? Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? That's all he can understand at one time. Sorry, Texans. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. I'm gonna fucking nail his ass to the wall. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Get his ass! No, it's not. Hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. Uh-huh. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it! The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say open that locker? Now prove it.
Take that!
A fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh, he's jerking it! He's jerking his jerky! I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Oh, welcome in, nerdy. We just got to a juicy part. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Wale, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. Jerkin is jerky. Thank you, Cheesehammer. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Take that!
Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's what the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. You'll jerk Marshall's jerky? Please don't. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman!
Objection!
That's preposterous! Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene! Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure! He told us multiple times he didn't, dumbass! May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir! Yes, and how did he respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture's on his ID card. Oh, I get it. Want a good tug? Try Tiny Eddie's Officer Jerkin Jerky. God damn. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Stuffed in the locker like a nerd. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Jerkin. You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Bitch, that is not circumstantial. We've got your fucking ID there. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take desert heat. Ah! This can't be happening. What can I do? Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Tits! Tits! Tits alert! Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. And then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, and this video is my only shot. It's his coat, dumbass. Let's take another look at the security tape. Okay, 2 seconds. I'm gonna save before they make me do this, because I like having that. Put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness did the thing. More music! I hope y'all like this. I'm gonna fast forward.
Take that!
He was wearing it, bitch! Well, what do you have to say to that? Alright, partner. You really want to know the reason I had to open my locker? Why? So I could stuff you in there, nerd! Huh? I'm sure the world would be a better place with you sent off to the boneyard. Okay, so now he's actually threatening me. Unfortunately, unsolved cases can't be stored in the evidence room. Now I'm an unsolved case? Oh, shit, really? Huh. Alright. I thought he was hiding his outfit. Okay. Sorry for the music. Yeah, so like, so let's see what he does, right? So obviously we had the glove fall out, but that glove is in our possession. It's not, it's not in the, oh my god, what's this? It's in our possession. It's not what was in there, because we are holding on to it right now. Something went wrong, which I'm assuming is part of the fight. Okay. So let's just take a look through here. Yeah, so that's where he gets slashed. Haha. He grabs him. Right. Because he slashed his hand. And then Meekins grabs him. and he throws him in the locker. Okay. And then you see he's got the blood stain now on his shoulder, which is from Meekins' hand. Right? He wasn't expecting to come across somebody. I'm gonna try this.
Take that!
Alright, that was the frame I needed. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know with what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. I was just one frame off. I knew it was the coat, but they want a specific frame for it. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. Nani? 2 years ago. Fork. Same, Fork, same. If you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, well, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright, seems the time has come. More testimony! Oh yeah, you can't handle the law. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Yep, knew that. Oh, Daisy doesn't know what a fork is. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Ow! Thank you! Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Well, that's the old one. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die.
Hold it!
If you change your username on Twitch and you don't click the new one, the old name will show up in your favorites or your top stuff, by the way. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much? That day was my last chance, that's why. Stole the detective's ID and dressed like him, I planned to take out the evidence.
Hold it!
Now, you know what I haven't done? I haven't looked at the stupid stack. Okay. Incident number SL9, closed. Perpetrator, Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Edward Jones. Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall, Jeb Bates, Edith Kirby. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, Lana Skye, Emma Skye, executive investigators Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Okay. Just wanted to see. Marshall! That could be something. That could be something. That could be something. Alright, good to know. Why'd you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And a detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins, I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID? I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and? 1 second. I managed to escape. I knew which areas would be caught on the camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go in the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all I'd gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. It was Officer Meekins during that time. What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's that evidence? Still missing, Your Honor. Wow! Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. No, you're not! You're under oath! Why'd you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense! Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You'll have to think about your raise this year. Can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Oh my fuck. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Thank you, Phoenix! Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? 'Cause your relative was involved. That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dart was convicted for his crimes. One thing I could say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dart case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I have a feeling we'll wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Better take another look at the files. I know exactly what it is.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? Oh shit, I forgot the thingamajig. You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. And the sad music. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I knew that fucker down here was gonna be something! We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions. There's one more to my brother's death than what records say. There's more to my brother's death. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. That glare. Well, at least one thing is for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. Now his last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with his resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so we rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Yeah, coincidence! Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Bsky.
Objection!
Wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident in the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Bsky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ah! I rest my case. Wow, dick! It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. It's proving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake. I didn't realize. That would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for this verdict has arrived. If the court finds the defendant, wait for it. Yep. Your Honor, wait. Emma, the defense has an objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. And we will. After I take another quick break. Sorry, guys, ads are gonna run. Don't want to play through them, and I need something to drink. Back in a second. Here we go. Mr. Edgeworth, please. One, hear me out. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, he's so kind. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gum's shoes locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Okay. Is that it? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident in the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object!
Objection!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yeah, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yeah, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. I think I figured it out, yeah. Very Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something useful I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plans?
Take that!
What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well what? I finally got to use the Badger! That's right, so long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it'd be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. I finally got to use the Badger! So that means, what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow so far-fetched balderdash in my quorum. Far-fetched, far-fetched, far-fetched. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. What now? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Thank you, Sasquatch. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered!
Objection!
That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim!
Objection!
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder report really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? Excuse me. That would be...
Take that!
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh. The ID card record. Mm-hmm. Hey, Miles, what were you doing in there? Maybe the one with all the Maybe the one with all the sevens is a temp badge. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Oh. Fuck you, Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth, what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. I'm Blue Badger, Badger-Badai. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. All sevens. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number is 7s belongs to someone the rank of captain or higher. someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Well, that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. Sorry, Daddy. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all like, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Hey, fuck you! I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you, to her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number and it's not Sevens. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Damn, bitch! See? That's what I'm talking about. Oh. Order! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be called the conclusion of the trial. Would have to wait until the following day. 4 days? Fuck off, really? No way. Are you kidding me? Oh god, I'm so glad I started early. I am so glad I started early. No shit. Oh god, why is it so long? I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. What? Telling everybody what we already know? Not a sprint, but a marathon. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dart killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. They had to get enough content for it to be worth rebuying the game. I guess that's fair. Lana wanted Dart convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? What the fuck? It's all there in the file. Joe Dart's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, Joe Dart tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil. Only trying to save me. So that means you... Yeah. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. Yeah, Emma's the serial killer. I can fucking believe that. Anyone who knows what carries lumen all around with them is definitely a serial killer. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Wow, this sounds fucking familiar. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting in the office. Joe Dark. It seems like he was running for someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yeah, of course, we know this. I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly. So is this how they're retcon- Question. Is this how they retcon Edgeworth into a quote-unquote good guy? Because he was clearly fucking forging evidence in the beginning. I'm pretty sure this is how they retcon Edgeworth. This is what it feels like. This is them retconning Edgeworth. He did it all, but I don't care. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. He fucking was anyway. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Leo Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. They locked me animated behind pachinko? Okay! I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. It's something that's puzzling me, Emma. They made it into an anime, but never got released in Japan and only as a pachinko machine. That's fucking weird. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and flew into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me! I could have definitely known that earlier! After the Joe Dart case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Lord have mercy, no one tells me anything. Pardon me. Seems everything is somehow related to this incident. What was it labeled again? The SL9 incident? Yeah, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we'll find our answers. What exactly did or didn't Lana do? I'm not sure I want to know everything. We owe our entire success in court today to this tape. At first I thought it was a joke, but it turned out to be a goldmine of evidence. I counted a total of 5 clues in it. I also gave the Blue Badger some publicity. Of the negative sort, that is. This fingerprint was left on the locker when Marshall was stashing his bloody coat. I guess that blood wasn't Mr. Goodman's after all. Nope, just that of an overly zealous patrolman. So it wasn't a murder at the police department at 5:15 in the end. I wonder what's going to happen to Officer Marshall now. This jar's pretty fragile. It looks like it's about to break apart. What do you mean about to? It's already broken. I mean, again, this piece was found in Detective Goodman's evidence locker. That means this is somehow related to that other incident. Okay. Here, see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense her. Okay, yeah. Now she's like, I want to talk to you. All right. Detention center. Detective to prosecutor, complete change of career. I mean, no, yes, no. Lana? Oh, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Yeah, you do! God damn, woman! Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. I mean, she looks like Revolver Ocelot. She definitely looks like the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana? Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Miss Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Mr. Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Okay. Mood change. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Grant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Really? Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to his resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Detective Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. And they were roommates! We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Oh my god, they were office mates. Without a doubt, Joe Dart was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let the guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecution Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dart. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dart had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. Yeah, at least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dart. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Alright. Let's fucking go. Actually, is there anything new I can present to you? Okay, fuck you and your taboo, bitch. She doesn't want to see anything. Okay. Criminal affairs. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. That man must be the chief of detectives. What? Dark case may have been fabricated. That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anybody. Now there's a guy who cares about his work. What about this guy? That's one of the detectives. What's he mumbling today? That's it! The villain used the time machine! Very clever indeed. That would explain the alibi. The future might not be so far away after all. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Fucking great. Police department entrance. Hey, howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should've known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you heading? Just over to prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. Mr. Marshall? Why'd you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Rip Billy. Billy Cactus. No relation to Billy Bass. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that dark trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Question. The blade and the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Oh. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I think he actually got both, dude. He's way cuter than you are. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? Oh, he was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. Nope, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Investigation lead Damon Gant and his second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged that happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Not a secret. It all started 2 years ago. Drink, drink, drink. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, pardon? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't mine to me. He was the only one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't even be a patrolman after today. Pop takes another drink. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Damn it, I actually started to like him. That's annoying. it is bottomless, actually. 1 second. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. The chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth. Not to mention her statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is a word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use a connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right! You can't go in there! It's off limits! Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go to the chief office. Boy, you dumb. Alright, new place! What the fuck? Is this guy actually Ganondorf? What the hell? Whoa, where am I? He's fucking Ganondorf! He's a Goron! He's also okay, fine, yeah, you PB. In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ, that's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Who the hell gives organ lessons to kindergartners? I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me the notes. Ow! Never could remember where C was. Oh my god, I fucking relate so hard. I relate so hard to this fucking sentence. If you know, you know. And I got a da vida. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading on his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Hello! Hello, Vaz! That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Yeah, it's the fucking vase! I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Gant team picture added to the court record. Gorondorf? He's Gorondorf, absolutely. Please stop staring at me, sir. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Yes, Daddy. Sorry, Daddy. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Get the fuck out of his house! Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the Chief's office. 1 second. Come on! Let me fucking look at it! Damn it! Ugh. Annoying. No one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. We proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. God, I hope so, Circled! I'm gonna keep going! I don't think I am, actually, and this is very frustrating. Instead, it looks like we just ended up making a lot. You know, I might have to end. I'm gonna end by the time I usually do. That said, I don't think we're gonna be able to finish it tonight. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana looking more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I'm gonna find all the answers by tomorrow. I don't think we're gonna do it. And that's annoying. Yeah, but you see, the Tunic curse was because he plays like an idiot. This is just genuinely long. Edris isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee? He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago, I guess we'll just have to come back later. Okay. I feel like... Well, here's the thing. We haven't even finished the trial. The trial's still going. There isn't a guilty or innocent verdict. It's not finished yet. So I know we've got a trial to go for. And I've got this stupid pot in this photo. And I've somehow got to get into this office. No, we're not finishing this tonight. You can tell me right now, I can already tell I am not going to get this done tonight. Even though I started 2 hours early, we're not finishing this tonight. Oh my god, that is so annoying. Oh my god, this game never ends, I swear to fuck. But while I'm moving around, is this like how long the rest of them are? Or is this just like a really, really special case for being a remake? Like being an addition on a remake? Like, are the next games this long? Because that's wild. This is taking like 3 times... Okay, this is like taking 3 times as long as the other cases did, which is why I was like, what the fuck's going on? Next games are pretty normal. This is a special case. Okay. Figures. Alright. Hey, pal! Take the gumshoe. Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long. Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago? Now Mr. Edgeworth has a whole world after his blood. Yikes. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Well, Sky's the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. That he's a total homosexual. He's amazing talent and the prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? They're just envious. In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Ooh, that stings. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat! Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. SL9. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dart left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. And that's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Joe Dart was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. Who amongst us? An animal. He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. I'm sorry, what? So this man literally was playing Grand Theft Auto, decided to try and kill all the witnesses, okay? Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yeah, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. And that crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dart was arrested on the spot. Sounds like hitman when a level goes wrong? Yeah. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Okay, she said to show him the murder weapon. No, the other murder weapon. I'm sorry, I'm losing track of how many murder weapons there are. About this. Hey, is that? Got a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And we found it, Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again! This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Plot twist, Phoenix is the killer. The whole series is him covering up his crimes. Don't even go there. If that would happen, I would just throw hands and quit forever. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Yeah, fuck the Yankees! It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report added to the court record. Stabbed in the back, diver punctured heart and lung, a knife tip was in the wound. Switchblade knife updated in the court record. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'll be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I began. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. Well, that won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Yep, I'm gonna show him the photo. Let me share it. Oh. Jeez. Dude. Yes. About that jar, I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gann? Where could I have seen that before? But, I'm showing it to you! Nay! I'm so mad right now! I'm so mad right now. I've been studying up on all his files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. That fellow ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dart guilty. Okay, come on. Help me out here, dude. I can't believe Officer Marshall did a thing. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I really want to fucking... I hate this man. No locker can be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the murderer to touch his own locker. Hey, wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, detective? The handprint of the real murderer's gloved hand, without any fingerprints. Shh! If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think it'll be better pleading with Edgeworth. Dude, help me to help you! Oh, lost item report, huh? Yeah, very impressive, detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of displacement, you know. Master... that has such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Wow, a higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold the evidence. Oh my god. Please, dude. Hey, that's powder used for detective fingerprints. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth gave it to us. He did what? Oh, I have some flour. You okay, detective? Quick, run! Achoo! Uh-oh. If that help, one time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? That was great. That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yeah, there's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. Smoke weed every day. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 77777. That's one 7 too many, detective. An executive officer. Just might have a hunch. Yeah. about this. Hey, is that... Yeah. Yeah. We did all this. We talked about it. Yep. I'm just gonna go through everything. I want to know what it is that can persuade him. This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was gone and the blood stain on that evidence locker with his life. That's more than you can say about most offices nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if you hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit he's right, though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15. Found Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed Mr. Edgeworth's knife. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. We had an award ceremony? Of course, pal, I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is it award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently it's forgotten. Fuck. This ID card belongs to the victim. You can do card and a secret number. Scary. It's only scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Gumshoe. Forget my secret number a lot too. I'm scared of myself. But I'm me after all. What could be wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. What do you need from me? This is what's odd. Police department makes fatal error. What do I do? Quick, someone bring me the classifieds help wanted section. So much for duty. Police mascot, Blue Badger. Can I? I can't go back there. Well, like, I present, you know, this to him. Like, let's double check everything. Hey, look. Little dark red stains. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. Jar was evidence. Might be where the blood got on it. Okay. I show it to him. Seen it before. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant, where could I have seen that before? Here! In this photograph I want you to see! You know what? I think I'm done. He wasn't in that photo, though. Fuck. No, yeah, but, like, this is a photo in the room with the fucking jar, right? Something about it makes him uneasy. I could use an aid, please. Yes, because I genuinely, if this is one of those instances where it's the same fucking thing, where it's like, oh, you have to do certain things in certain orders, and I don't know what it is. Go to Edgeworth's now. Now? Really? Okay. the hell was I supposed to know that? Thank you. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I had to live the last 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings and fan fiction. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. You didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office shared a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why? Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Tell me why? Oh my god, you know, I'm actually gonna end it here because I get to look at Pretty. I get to look at the pretty man. And, yeah, cause I'm actually at the end of my, strength, guys. I am still recovering from being sick. But I am very happy to have done this. I should be able to finish this next time. I thank fucking God. I did go 4.5 hours, yes. Thank you guys for sticking around for that long. This was also kind of a test of endurance for longer streams. But it is something that I don't get to do very often. I got to do it because I was happily off work today. However, we will have to pick this up next time. I thought I was done. I am not done. So there will be at least one more episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Until that time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!